Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Remember when I tried to change the intro and everyone had a riot in the comments? I feel like I can never do that again. I will never ever get rid of bookish video. Y'all nearly burned me at the stake. So we are here with another bookish video today and it's gonna be a vlog. Today I am starting a 5-star prediction reading vlog and we're gonna see how many of my 2025 5-star predictions actually end up being 5-star reads. I have a group of, I believe, a dozen books, both new release and backlist, that I named as my 5-star predictions for this year. If you're curious about the whole entire list, I will link that video up above and down below. A lot of thinking about my 2025 reading, and now that is coming to fruition. We are here in 2025, actually quite deep in, how is it, March? I don't know. This year is going by so fast already. Anyway, in this video, I'm gonna be reading a few of my 5-star predictions. I've actually already started out with a horror book, and this is The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. Laurel Hightower wrote one of my favorite horror novellas of all time, which is called Below. It's a snowy, isolated Mothman, thrilling little horror novella. I ate it up so much. I loved it. I've also read a couple other things from her that I've really enjoyed, and I heard that this one is not just really well written, but it has deep meaning to it, and it's also actually scary. And I would say so far that is true. I am a little under the halfway point of Day of the Door. It's only 200 pages and I'm 99 pages in, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm loving the generational trauma commentary and I am a little freaked out by it. It's pretty well done horror wise. The plot of this book is the opening chapter. We see one of 4 of the Lasco siblings die. We don't actually know how he dies, but we see the other 3 siblings crying outside the door. Sean goes behind the door. He's the oldest brother of the Lasco family. We know that on the other side of the door, he's with his mom and he dies. The mom comes out of the door and says that this horrible accident occurred, but the other siblings kind of have mixed thoughts and they think that the mother might have contributed to their oldest brother's death. Now, years and years later, the mother has gotten the attention of this film crew, and they are paranormal investigator, ghost adventure type of people, and they want to film a paranormal documentary episode of their show, something like that, about the evil presence in the house that killed the brother. The other brother is like, no, clearly mom killed him. The house was not haunted. What the hell is wrong with y'all? The middle sister is kind of on the fence. It feels like she's engaging with the investigation because she doesn't know what to believe. And then the youngest sister, just in order to protect herself and her relationship with her mother, cannot believe that the mom had anything to do with it. We see the mom being a wild narcissist, gaslighting her kids, telling them, well, I don't remember that, so it must not have happened. A lot of triggering generational trauma type things happening in this book. But there's also some freaky stuff going on in the house where I'm starting to doubt that the mother alone caused this boy's death. I don't know. I think there might be some type of evil presence lurking. Is it a ghost or is it more the haunting is a metaphor for the family dynamic? I don't know, but either way, I'm very intrigued and loving it so much. I will probably get into this later today, but as of now, I actually have to log on to a training. I'm on a Zoom training for 10 hours a day today, so it's gonna be kind of a lot, but luckily they give us breaks, and usually on those breaks, I try to just read my book, chill, and reset to go back in and re-engage with the training, so I feel like I'm taking care of myself. If you're curious, I do somatic experiencing in my therapy practice, so I'm in an advanced somatic experiencing training. I'm really excited to get my SEP before the end of the year. That just means that I'll have more letters at the end of my name and I will be officially certified in doing everything that somatic experiencing encompasses, and I'm so excited about that. That is kind of what my day looks like. I will let you know if I make any progress on day of the door. But before we get into the vlog, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is AccuFlow. And you guys, as a business owner, as someone who works from home, I love their platform. Even if you don't work from home or run your own business, if you have any trouble with time management or productivity, AccuFlow is the perfect solution. Let me show you how I use AccuFlow every single day. And it honestly just simplifies your life by combining different integrations that help with productivity. It connects to my Google Calendar, my Gmail, my Slack, so I can communicate with my management team. But by far, my favorite part of AccuFlow is the time blocking feature. It helps you organize tasks based on how long they're gonna take and reorganize your schedule. So I can customize exactly what my day is gonna look like as I bounce between my therapy appointments for my therapy business and then all of the litany of tasks that I have to do for social media. Sometimes it's so hard to integrate those worlds and figure out how I'm gonna get everything done in a day, and their time blocking feature helps me with that so much. I can look at the time that I have in between therapy appointments and just drag in the different tasks that I have to do for my channel during the day, so I don't feel as overwhelmed going into my workday, and I'm so much more productive instead of feeling that procrastination feeling out of the fear of not being able to see what my day is going to look like. There's also a universal inbox. Like I mentioned, it connects to my Gmail and my Slack, so I can look at all the alerts from my management team, everything from my Notion, everything from my therapy Gmail, my regular Gmail, everything is in one place and I don't feel scattered everywhere. And you guys know that I love a good statistic. I feel like the last holdout of the last booktuber that still shares stats in my monthly wrap-up videos. I just love a statistic, and AccuFlow gives you stats, which really helps me feel like proud of myself and my productivity. Even if I feel like I haven't gotten a lot done, just checking out the stats kind of reassures me that I'm on track and I'm getting things done. Seeing the percentage shift on the daily is so rewarding. And not only can I see where I've made a progress, but I can also look at the different areas where I'm slacking. And it feels like such an essential tool for growth, because if I didn't see the lack of effort that I put into my Instagram content, then I would never know that I need to really emphasize those blocks in my schedule, make them a little bit longer, etc. And when you sign up for AccuFlow, you can also do a one-on-one onboarding session, and their team will explain the product to you, which is so nice, so convenient. You do not have to figure it all out yourself. So if you are wanting to boost your productivity and organize your life with a digital planner and time blocking application, AccuFlow is perfect for you. I will link them down below. You should definitely go check them out. The platform is so cool and genuinely so helpful. Thank you so much to AccuFlow for sponsoring this video, and now let's go ahead and get into the rest of the vlog. Oh my gosh, before I log on to my training, I just got this amazing PR box sent to me with this nonfiction book called The Tree That Bends: How a Flexible Mind Can Help You Thrive by Professor Ross White. And this is so cool. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending this my way. It's got like this cool little thing, a little stress ball, a chocolate bar, these little flashcards, and just kind of getting into it. It looks like something I would actually really like. Like this phrase, "the wind does not break a tree that bends," is something that I teach to specifically the parents of my adolescent clients. I always talk about them being a unbreakable tree where your child is the wind that blows and you just kind of flow with them rather than breaking, because that creates secure attachment. So just based on that alone, I am actually super interested in reading this and hopefully recommending it to my parents of my adolescent clients. This is so cool. Thank you again to the publisher, to the author for sending this over. Also, y'all, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I'm capturing how wild the wind is outside. You're probably going to be hearing my wind chimes in the back of like every clip because the wind is crazy. Like, I don't know how many miles an hour, I should check. 31 mile an hour winds is crazy. We're also under wildfire watch. That's terrifying considering what happened in LA, and people say like Austin is very similar built to LA, so that is like actually terrifying. Now I'm kind of wondering, like, should I pack a bag just in case? I don't know, because the wind is actually crazy outside. Okay, well, that's really scary. Hopefully nothing happens. Hello vlog, it is the end of the day. I'm done with my training. Woo! I learned so much. It was so valuable, but I am so tired. I did want to give you a reading update before I have myself a little early night. I was able to get about 50 pages further into the day of the door today, just in breaks and such. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm freaked out, okay? It is a scary book. This is a very scary book. And it's wild because they're literally just talking about what happened to them growing up, but the way that it's manifesting in the room, in the house, is so freaky. Like, it's just an eerie feeling. I keep feeling like there's an entity in my house every time I pick this up. It's so scary. And paranormal shit usually does not get me like this. It's definitely the trauma element that is like getting to me. Oh my god, the metaphor is just like visceral. It's written really scary. And I paused at the point where they're about to do a seance and summon the darkness that is haunting the family, which I think lives within the mother, and the main character thinks that as well, the brother. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I cannot wait to get back into this, but I know I'm way too tired tonight to take it in. So hopefully I have some time tomorrow to finish this up. I will let you know when I do. Good morning vlog. It is the next day and I just went to yoga this morning. As soon as I got back, I just drank my little protein smoothie and finished up my book. Everything popped off. It was honestly amazing. It was an amazing ending. Like, I felt like I got the perfect amount of closure with a little bit of mystery after everything popped off. It wasn't an epilogue. It was just like a wrap up kind of closure chapter that I always wish I got at the end of like these more meaningful, metaphorical, trauma-oriented horror books. She gave it to me. Laurel, you gave it to me. It was visceral and it was scary and it was meaningful and it was crazy. I just loved it. Oh my god, I knew this was gonna be a 5-star. This is why this was a 5-star prediction, girl, because it's a 5-star. Oh my god. We are kicking off the video in such a perfect way. If you like generational trauma, attachment trauma, plus paranormal metaphorical stuff, if you liked How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix, you're gonna like this. It has much less ridiculous and comedy to it, much more scary vibes, straight up horror to it. But if you can handle that, oh my gosh, you will love this book. It was so well done. Clearly this is a 5-star. Yay, I'm so happy. And I think next I want to go for a little bit of some killer women thriller vibes. So I'm going to be picking up Lucky Dogs by Helen Schulman. And this is about two women who meet in Paris in line for ice cream. Very aesthetic, very spring. I'm loving my spring reading recently, even though it's not spring yet. Let me usher her in, okay? Let me jump ahead on my spring reading so I can usher her in. That's what I'm going for. And these two girls meet in line for ice cream when a nosy, horrible American tourist man is like shitty to them or something, and they both respond with violence in a protective way. So they strike up this toxic friendship based on the ways that they are kind of like protective of women, of themselves, of each other, but it says like they go about it in very different ways. Both have been victims of male violence and both are warriors, but one is trained and calculating and one is just instinctually ferocious. They each think they know who they're dealing with in the other, but both are very, very wrong. I think it's gonna have everything that I want. It's also called really twisty. It's called part thriller, part satire. Like, this is kind of exactly what I look for in a 5-star prediction. So I will get into it at some point today and let y'all know what I'm thinking. I do have a packed day of sessions, but I'm hoping to find a moment to dive in. Vlog. I had about an hour break in between sessions and I got a little over 50 pages into Lucky Dogs. This has a very unique, almost like literary writing style. I would definitely compare it to something like Maud Ventura or Mona Awad. If you like those names, you're gonna like this. There are no chapters, just like big parts in sections, but surprisingly, that's not bothering me at all. It's really, really easy to read because our characters are so intriguing. They're these intense survivors of women who are coming together and you hear their stories, their history. It's really dark, it's really intense, but I'm just compelled to keep reading because they're so interesting. I love this kind of character study, but there's already an ominous tinge in the air. One of them is going to betray the other. I cannot wait to see what happens. I have to get back to work, but when I can get into this later, I will let you know what I'm thinking. Vlog. I did get quite a few more pages into Lucky Dogs. I'm about 110 pages in. I am into part 2. I'm enjoying part 2 significantly less than part 1. Part 1, I love the characters, I love the setting, I couldn't stop reading. It was so intriguing, the relationship between these two women and everything that's happened to them. Part 2, we've completely abandoned every character we know. It's a completely new plot in a totally new setting. It is a war-torn country sometime in the past, and we're following a family who are basically like refugees, like trying to escape and stay safe. I don't really know the context. I don't know how this is related to the first storyline, and I'm really confused. I don't feel connected to these characters. I mean, obviously I feel empathy for them, but I'm like kind of having trouble keeping reading because I'm like, why do I care what's going on with this family? Like, who are you? So that's a little weird. I don't know what's going on. I guess I'm gonna have to keep reading and figure it out. So when I get further in, I will let you know what I'm thinking. But for now, I've got to go to work. Hello vlog. I'm very much in the same spot that I was the last time that I spoke to you. It's after work and I'm literally so tired. I'm literally so tired. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to get through part 2. of this book. It was like, okay, what? And then I finally figured out that we were getting the background from one of the main girls. There was no preamble to that. I still kind of don't know why we got that background. Like, sure, now I know more about her, but it's like, I'm much more interested in the plot. Like, what is going on? So now I'm in part 3. I'm halfway through the book. I don't know. It just has a different flavor to it. I feel like I've been taken out of the story a little bit. I'm also not highlighting nearly as much. I feel like the first part I was highlighting boots like every other paragraph, and now I've been chewing on my highlighter while I've been reading and not actually highlighting anything. Don't tell my dentist. So that is where I'm at. I have to get up soon because I have to get ready to go out. I love seeing my friends and I love doing fun things and like making plans, but you know when you make plans and then you're just like, I just want to fall asleep. I don't want to go. I want to see my friend, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm gonna go because I know I'm gonna have a good time, but I'm literally so tired right now. I'm not gonna be the friend who cancels today. I'm not. This is me having a pep talk with myself. Thank you, Boba, for hearing me out and holding me accountable. Thank you, Queen. I literally love you with all of my heart. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get ready. Holy shit, vlog. It's been a morning. Oh my god. I had such a good night last night just hanging out with my friend. Get up, go to yoga like normal this morning. On the way home from yoga, my car blew a tire on the freeway and I go careening off into the fucking side of the shoulder and I'm like, hello? What's happening? I call AAA and I'm like, somebody come and help me. I then proceed to wait for 90 minutes. 90 minutes stranded on the side of the road. TMI, but full disclosure, I have blood dripping down my leg and no way to change my tampon. Helpless, a helpless girl. Luckily, my king comes and saves me 90 minutes later. And by king, I do not mean my partner. I do not mean my father. I do not mean a knight in shining armor. I mean whoever showed up from Armanda towing service after 90 goddamn minutes. And by that point, I had to reschedule all of my clients for today, and half of them didn't want to reschedule, so rest in peace my budget for this month. $1 million later, got my car fixed, got a new tire. Now I'm home. It's crazy. It's been a crazy morning. Needless to say, I do not have a reading update for you. I was not reading in the chaos of it all. But it's a really sunny, pretty day. So I'm going to try to turn my day around, regulate a little bit, relax a little bit, and I'm just going to grab my book and go to the pool. Let's go. Try to relax a little. Hello? Hello? Why is this lighting weird? Hello vlog, I am home now. Why is this crooked? Home now with little Miss Boba and I'm actually ready to go out, but I wanted to give you a reading update first. I feel so much better after just taking the rest of the afternoon to decompress by the pool, and I only have about 50 pages left in Lucky Dogs. Luckily, part 3 was like back into the rhythm of it, and part 4 we went back in time again to pick up on that same character's background info, but this time it was a lot more compelling because we're kind of getting to know her as an adolescent and seeing some of that deviousness come out, seeing some of the trauma happen to her, so we understand on a deeper level why she is the way that she is. I get it now. Also, there is a lot of talk in here about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Clearly, free Palestine, like that is what we're wanting to do. At least that is what I'm wanting to do. Free Palestine, I'm fighting for you. So really, really great commentary there. We're back to like me being really interested in the plot and the characters. I'm eager to see what's about to happen. And the last part, I don't know where things are gonna go, but I will finish up and let you you guys know. I'll probably finish later tonight after my little double date. My boyfriend's actually about to pick me up, and we're gonna go on a little double date with his friend and his partner. They literally just got married and we went to their wedding and we were vibing, so we're gonna do a little fun double date. I don't know if I'm gonna take B-roll because this is the first time that I'm hanging out with them, and that's just a little embarrassing, but I will be back soon. Sayonara, vlog. Hello, vlog. It has been a minute. I did not update you all weekend. Once we had like our first little hang on Friday, things just like kicked off and I felt like I was kind of busy all weekend. So we are back with a new work week. It's Monday and I have some filming to get done today. I wanted to kick it off with a reading update for you because I did read some over the weekend. I finished Lucky Dogs by Helen Schoolman, and I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I know my attention was kind of waning in the last part, especially. It all came together for me. I feel like I would have given this maybe 3.5, 3.75 if not for the author's note. Knowing that this is based on real events that occurred during the Me Too movement just kind of heightened the impact of the story. It wasn't just arbitrary, pulled out of the sky for no reason. The commentary in here has like real life implications. While it was like a little salacious, a little exciting, it kind of is just a raw look at how women are treated and how women treat each other. In the author's note, the author said that the motivation for writing the story inspired by real events that took place during the Me Too movement, motivated by this one question, which is, how could one woman do this to another woman? The fictionalization of these situations and these characters is the attempt to answer that question. And I feel like she did that really well. Like, we can see both of these characters' motivations really clearly. It wasn't a perfect 5-star read, but I would say it's really interesting. If you like dark literary fiction, you're going to like this book. However, I would not recommend this if you're looking for a thriller. The way that this is described as twisty and thrilling and all of that, it's not that. Although it is dark and it is worth a read if you like the sound of the synopsis. So not a 5-star, but a 4-star, I'll take it. Not every 5-star prediction is gonna be a 5-star read. I also over the weekend got into my next 5-star prediction, which is PTSD Radio by Masaki Nakayama. And this one is elusive and weird, but I'm really liking it. It's a horror manga and I've gotten all the way through part 1. So I only have this chunk at the end here, about half of it left. And I still kind of don't know what's going on. It's very trippy and weird. It kind of has to do with like people's trauma or the way that they're like victimized, the way that they're like caught up or feel paralyzed in something. And that is characterized by this hair monster. People are shaving their heads to try to escape it, but it comes up and it gets them. And it kind of like leads people to their death in a positive way, where like if somebody's dying, the hair monster will come in and take them to where they're supposed to go, but also in a negative way where it feels like it's coming for people before they're ready, or it's haunting them and knocking at the door and things like that. So it's kind of giving me like The Grudge, The Ring, like hair monster kind of vibes, but it has more like real world application. You know, it's not just like a monster that's coming for people for no reason. And I really like some of the scenes in here. Some of them hit more than others, but regardless, I'm having a good time reading it. I'm very intrigued, like always on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what this monster is, which I don't even know if I'm gonna get full clarity about that by the end of the book, since this is just the first volume, and I believe there are 6 volumes of PTSD Radio out now. But yeah, it's going well, and I should be able to finish this tonight. I have work tonight for a few hours, but I'm gonna try to get an early night and finish this up, do some self-care tonight just to kind of start the week out right. that is my plan. I'm gonna go to work here in a second, but I will let you know when I get further into PTSD radio. Hello vlog, I got home from work, ate some dinner, and immediately jumped back into PTSD radio, and I was able to finish it really quickly. Honestly, I really liked it. The imagery was crazy, and I did get more of the interconnected stories throughout my reading experience of it. I will say I don't think that it is quite fleshed out enough at this point for me to give this a 5-star. I feel like I needed a little bit more interconnectedness between the different motifs that were coming up and a little bit more clarity. There was very, very little dialogue in this manga. It relies really heavily on the illustration, which was shocking, but doesn't really give you a lot of character development or meaning. It just kind of moves the plot. So I will have to see when I get into later volumes. I definitely will be continuing the series. Kind of a bummer that it's not a 5-star on the first one, since this was a 5-star prediction, but I could see later volumes being 5 stars for sure. This first volume I'm gonna give 4 stars because, like I said, I enjoyed it, but there just wasn't enough there for me to really call it a favorite at this point. And I am gonna get into one more 5-star prediction for this vlog because we already had one and I want another one. Okay, I want another 5-star in this video. So I'm gonna get into Marrow by Taryn Fisher. This is a thriller that is following a little girl, a 7-year-old girl, and she makes friends with her neighbor who is in a wheelchair. So they're an unlikely little duo. And these two set out to figure out what happened to a missing girl local to their area. And what they find out ends up changing them for life. And they become determined to find evil and punish it, targeting predators, child molesters, etc. one by one. Hunting evil is dangerous and they risk losing everything, including their own souls. I have no idea what this is gonna be. This could be like a good for her revenge cathartic situation, but it also sounds like there's going to be a speculative element in here. I love quirky characters. I love good for her. I love a little speculative element in my thrillers. So we will see how this goes. When I get into it, I will let you know. But for now, I'm going to bed. Hello vlog, it is the next morning and I am into Marrow. I am about 25% in, like 75 pages in, and I am really liking it, although it is very different from what I expected. I expected like quirky characters, good for her, kind of like light, funny fun with this undertone of catharsis. And it is not that. It is very dark, very gritty. The girl that we're following, yes, she's a little girl at the beginning of the story, but by the time the kidnappings, murders, all of that starts, she is 18, and the neighbor that she ends up teaming up with is her age, and they have a little romance. There is like a very dark undertone to that as well. It is super interesting. Like, I am in from pretty much the first chapter. I feel so much empathy for these characters. It is kind of emotionally heavy. It reminds me a little bit of The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker. If you like that book, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. You will probably like this, but yeah, it is not the light vibes I was expecting. still pleasantly surprised that I'm liking it. I will try to get further in today. I do have a pretty light day of clients, so I should be able to make some progress, and when I have more thoughts, of course, I'll let you know. Hello vlog, it is much later at the end of my work day. I've only read like 20 more pages, so nothing crazy going on in Marrow, no big update for you, but I am about to go to dinner with my friend, and I figured I would take y'all with because it seems fun. So let's go to dinner. Vlog, it is the next day. Yes, I'm wearing the same sweater. Just go with me, okay? Give me grace. Okay, why is this like moving? Hello? Okay, hopefully that's better, and hopefully these dogs are quiet so I can give you a reading update, because after my sessions, I went to my nail appointment. I have new nails for spring and I love them. They're like pretty rainbow chrome, but I always get a lot of reading done during my nail appointments, and I did get quite a bit into Marrow. I'm over halfway through now. The actual like synopsis on the back has begun, so it's less like sad, heavy, emotional, which I didn't mind because I like the characters in the story, but I was wondering when the plot was going to kick in. It kicked in about 100 pages in, and now we're in it. We've got a murderous queen. The neighbor isn't in on it yet, so I'm like waiting for when that's gonna happen. I feel like maybe a little bit too much was revealed on the back. I feel like that happens often with Taryn Fisher books. Like, often when I read her books, I'm kind of waiting for what was revealed on the back to like come to fruition. I feel like they need a little bit more like vagueness. Giving away actual plot points that are not going to come in until over 160 pages in, it just feels kind of weird for a thriller. So I'm trying not to hold that against it, because I really am enjoying the plot, the characters, the darkness, the emotion of it. Every part of it I'm really loving. So yay for that. As for now, I'm gonna make lunch. I was gonna say lunch, but it's literally almost like 2 p.m. So dinner, like lunch dinner, because I'm definitely not gonna have time to eat again. And then right after my sessions later, I'm going to meet up with a friend. It's like post daylight savings. It's beautiful weather in Austin right now, so we're gonna go sit at this outdoor bar, and they actually have a dog menu, so I think I'm gonna bring Bobo with me. And Mochi is not gonna have his feelings hurt. Nobody worry about Mochi. Trust me, 10 times out of 10 he would rather be under a blanket than out in the world. He literally has such bad anxiety. He does not want to be there. But me and the girly pop are gonna go hang, so I will take you with me there. I don't know if I will have another reading update for you until then, so enjoy the B-roll. Hello vlog, me and Boba just got home and we brought some leftover puppy ice cream for Mochi, so I will let you guys see him get into that. I'm gonna get back into my book. My goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god, Mochi! Oh my god, that is a lot, bro. Careful, 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 do not. Oh my god. Boba, you already have some, queen. Oh my gosh. Her dainty little licks. Meanwhile, this boy, oh my god. Mochi, you look ridiculous. Mochi, you look crazy. He's feral. He's feral. Boy, do you like it or do you like it? Yeah, it's fairly obvious you like it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn. This book low-key intense. This book is like so dark. Okay, when I tell you this is dark, this is so dark. I have about 60 pages left, and this is going crazy. Like, this last chapter I just read, it was so meaningful. Like, it's rife with commentary, but it's like so dark. This is gritty. You know when I describe thrillers as like gritty? This is a gritty ass thriller. Like, it is dark, it is emotional, it feels like real. I could definitely see myself crying at the end of this book if what I dread happening happens. Please God, let it not happen. I'm really invested. I kind of want to stay up and read this. Also, it's almost midnight and I have to work in the morning. Oh, we will see, we will see. I will update you in the morning. Good morning vlog. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. I feel gagged. I feel like the end of a Lucinda Berry book. Like, I feel gagged. The twists were crazy. This is definitely giving like thriller. The last 50 pages were like thriller nation. If you like a straightforward domestic thriller, I don't think you're gonna like this. Me personally, I really, really loved it. Like, I'm so gagged right now. I can't even think. It has like all of my favorite parts of The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker meets, I don't want to get too spoilery here, a Lucinda Berry book that I really, really liked meets a whole other thing, like a romance almost, like Never Never, which is by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher, so that kind of makes sense. It's like a little dark romance with a trippy, what is real, what is life, twisty thriller, and the emotional depth of something that feels very, very real, like The First Day of Spring. Like, it's all of those things mashed together. That is Marrow. I loved the ending. I loved the trajectory. I loved what it had to say. I just don't know what's real, and I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. I kind of really like that Taryn Fisher left it to our own interpretation. I know not everybody likes that. Some of my favorite books of all time have open endings, so I'm kind of okay with that. I would just kind of take that into consideration if you take this recommendation. You have to be okay not having everything 100% nailed down. Like, this is not like a Sherry Lupino book where you're going to solve the mystery and it's going to feel very satisfying. But it is extremely well written. The character development was phenomenal. The twists were crazy. It was like such a good balance of plot and character. The setting also felt like a character in the story. I just appreciated everything about this book. I felt like I was locked in from the first page and it didn't let up, and it was dark and it was intense, and you should check trigger warnings, but I'm giving this 5 stars. I can't believe it. I'm so happy with the way that this vlog went. Like, out of 4 5-star predictions, 2 of them were 5 stars. I feel like that's a good track record, at least so far. So this was the first batch, the first 4. I had 12 5-star predictions for 2025. This was only a quarter of them. I'm gonna make 3 more of these vlogs throughout the year. Honestly, I enjoyed this vlog so much. I might just start filming another one this month or maybe next month. And I have a few 5-star predictions that I really, really want to get to. Like, Still Missing by Chevy Stevens, Animal by Lisa Taddeo, oh my god, Jawbone. Like, there's so many that I think are gonna be such strong reads for me. And we already have a good like 50% track record coming off of this video. So y'all will have to let me know if you want to see another one of these vlogs. I had so much fun filming it for you guys. I hope you got some good recs from this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to go down below and check out AkiFlow at my link if you want to get your calendar and your work schedule together in the best way. Don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!